High blood pressure is a condition where the blood pressure in your arteries is elevated. So this requires the heart to work harder to be able to pump the blood around the body. Therefore, there's some contradictions with exercise with this condition. The person with high blood pressure won't be able to exercise at a high intensity, as this will elevate the blood pressure and cause nausea, dizziness, and so on. So basically, some modifications to the exercise would be to do low to moderate intensity exercise, so just walking, stuff like that, and to also not do heavy weights, as that'll elevate the blood pressure as well. So basically, with everything that we've done in our session, the only thing I would avoid is the cross trainer and the interval training, as this would elevate the blood pressure and elevate your heart rate, so the client might not be able to do it. Before any exercise can take place though, the client must get clearance from their medical practitioner before they do come and see me. So there has to be a clearance sheet basically. Lower back pain is a condition where a client has pain in their lower back region. This can be due to several different things: bulging discs, aggravation in the muscle, a lot of different things. So basically, before a client with lower back pain comes and trains, they must get a clearance from their medical practitioner, like their physio or their doctor, before they can come train, so medical clearance. And depending on the severity of their lower back pain is dependent on what they can actually do. So some contradictions for their training would be high impact exercises. They wouldn't be able to do jogging, jumping, skipping, anything like that, because it might aggravate their lower back. Also heavy lifting. So heavy lifting with like shoulder press or squats might aggravate their back again, but once again it depends on the severity of their lower back pain. So basically with our session, the only thing I would not include would be the jogging for the interval training, and also maybe the cross trainer. That might have a little bit of impact on the lower back. Also with the squats should be fine because we're using a broomstick, but making sure that they're holding their core into their holding their belly button into their core, so tensing their abs while they're doing the squats. It should avoid back injuries that way, or back pain, sorry. So therefore, basically, moderations that I would do for back pain would be to avoid the high impact exercises, so do low to moderate intensity exercise, so just walking on the treadmill, riding a bike, stuff like that, and avoiding heavy lifting. Okay, there are several different types of knee injuries, so there could be ligament tears, tendon tears, fluid build-up, and so on. So basically, before a client comes and trains with me, I would make sure that they have medical clearance from their doctor, or their physio, before they come and train, to make sure that it's okay. And depending on the severity, it will depend on the contradictions to the exercise. So basically, I would avoid high impact exercises again, so no running, no jumping, because that will aggravate their knees and put pressure on them. I would also avoid squatting and doing lunges. But once again, it'll depend on the severity of their injury. So basically with the session we just did, I would avoid the interval training, so the running, the back put pressure on the knees. Also with the squatting, I would avoid that. A good exercise to do instead of doing the squatting would be to do knee extensions, or leg extensions, sorry. So it's when you're sitting down and you're extending your legs. So that'll build up the muscles in your quadriceps and hopefully will relieve the strain on the knee joint. But once again, it does depend on the severity of the knee injury. And also I would get the client to ride a bike for exercise as well, for that low to moderate intensity exercise, because riding bikes are really good for knee injuries. It doesn't put any pressure on it, but it still gets your heart rate up. Yeah.